Immigration has increasingly become a public issue in Canada, and it's not just here in the UK where they're trying to deport asylum seekers in Rwanda to the US, complaining about the pace of illegal immigration, and in Canada where we saw record-breaking legal immigration, which is being pulled out as a culprit to rising inflation, rising housing costs, and making the Bank of Canada's inflation battle a little bit difficult. Our next guest says, although cracking down on immigration in order to protect the interests of residents and citizens can be good politics, it makes for bad economics. Joining us now is Ruchir Sharma, chair of the Rockefeller International and CIO of Breakout Capital. Ruchir, thank you so much for being with us. And that tie-in between the population and economics, certainly in Canada, is in focus because you have a number of economists saying, that it's kind of creating this population trap, right, where costs are going up because of it while productivity is falling. Help us frame the conversation.
Yeah, I think that one of the most underappreciated points about why the global economy in 2023, particularly North America, US, Canada, ended up being much more resilient and the recession forecast did not come true was because you had such a massive influx of immigration that took place last year. And what did that do? The massive influx of immigration that took place brought down inflation because it reduced labor shortages, reduced wage growth, and also, in fact, in some parts, helped increase demand, consumer demand for goods and housing. So in a way, this was a very positive supply side shock. In countries like the United States, the growth in the labor force was 3 times faster than the growth in the underlying working age population. So immigration played a very important economic role last year, which led to a far better outcome economically. But it obviously led to a huge amount of political backlash and the way it was handled and all the scenes at the border, which we have been seeing. So it's this dichotomy here that what ended up being good economics really looks like bad politics. And so in 2024, one of my central forecasts is we get the opposite, which is that you get a lot of crackdown on immigration because of the backlash, which is possibly good politics. But from an economic perspective, it could bring some of the labor shortages and other things back, which is what helped in 2023.
Is part of the challenge in seeing the benefit of this is that the economic payoff is a little bit longer term?
Well, I think the problem is that the economic benefit is much more subtle, right? Because it's hard to see those things happen on a daily basis. Whereas seeing neighborhoods with huge amount of immigrants or seeing the scenes of at for humanitarian reasons or for just, the threat, nativist reasons, I think that is the real problem, which is the fact that you end up getting this big political backlash because the scenes are so visible of what's happening, but the economic benefits were pretty much instantaneous last year, but it happened in a much more subtle way than what people can identify with.
People often point to Japan as what could happen if you are excessively limiting of immigration, because that was a policy for so long and led to this kind of incredibly aging population with no, the birth rate unable to make up for that.
Yeah, and even Japan's now changing with much greater guest worker programs. But you're right. But I think it's a global problem because the demographics have shifted so significantly. In the 1980s, for example, there were just 2 countries in the world, I think, Afghanistan or Somalia, where the working age population was shrinking. Today, there are 50 countries in the world, 50, where the working age population is shrinking. And this is no longer a Japanese issue. This has become a global issue. You have countries everywhere from Italy to Russia to Korea and China now, where the working age population is shrinking. So what was seen as a big demographic challenge of too many people in the 1980s and 1990s has now flipped completely, where most countries are facing labor shortages because the working age population is shrinking.
In Canada, the rise to the occasion has been to double down on efforts when it comes to housing, start to maybe address the services impact with respect to healthcare and education, but really the focus has been on housing. You know, because your work is so global, do you have an example of, you know, an economy that was able to balance both, you know, the politics of it and the economics of it?
It's very difficult, but yeah, you know, Canada, in terms of, I know it's become a hot issue, but in the past, if you looked at a lot of people, they would often cite Australia and Canada as two examples of places where they were getting the balance right, but no one's obviously happy about what's going on. And in both these countries, there's a lot of rethinking which is going on. And even countries which have been very successful in the past. I was in Singapore last week. Even there's a major, you know, and that very successful island city has been built so much on immigrant success. But even there's a big rethink going on this. So it's so hard to balance in terms of what is good economics versus what is good politics, because I think in any place where you end up getting a large influx of immigrants, you end up getting a backlash. That's just the reality. But the irony is that when I look at the historical work, Australia and Canada used to be cited as places where they got this pretty much correct. But obviously, that's not the case anymore.